to go to the river where the water runs, washing deep where the tides are turning. And if you fall, and if you fall, hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, way down. The wolves will chase you by the pale moonlight, drunk and drink like devil's hunger. Drive your son like a railroad spine into the water that pull him under. But don't you lift him, let him drown alive. Good Lord speaks like a rolling thunder. Let that fever make the water run. Let that river run dry. And hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. Down. Hold my hand now. To the bottom of the river. Hold my hand now. To the bottom of the river. Hold my hand now. To the bottom of the river. Hold my hand now. To the bottom of the river. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. Hi, everybody. Welcome to RIT. So, we're Vocal Accent. We're one of the all-female a cappella groups on RIT's campus. I hope you guys are enjoying your welcoming and have a great time. We have one more song for you guys. Cause now yes, we're gonna have to fight. You throw your words on 1,000 times. Like a child who can't empathize. You don't speak my language, you don't read my signs. You wanna know what I really think. You wanna know what I really believe. There's a fire burning up in here. See the smoke coming out of my ears. Oh no, we both know when trouble's gonna find us if we're all alone. I wanna show you what I really mean, but you're always on the outside looking in. Oh, won't you come into my head, come inside, right out of my head. Oh, won't you come into my head? I just wanna have you up in my head. And every time you get a shock, you learn what it's like to be in my dimension. I'll be the center of your attention. Come listen to all the sounds I hear. The quiet pros and the crackle of snare. Make you mark on my territory. Carve your name in every cavity. Oh no, we both know trouble's gonna find us if we're all alone. I wanna show you what I really need, but you're always on the outside looking in. Oh, won't you come into my head, come inside, right out of my head. Oh, won't you come into my head? I just wanna have you up in my head. Oh, vocal acts, and yet again, find us on Facebook. Acapella auditions will be posted all around campus, so look out for them if you're interested in joining. Have fun! Woo!
They learn a lot of different kind of stuff that I never saw before or learned.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm definitely really interested in the industrial engineering because that's definitely a career I want to get into, and it's pretty fascinating. So,
I also think that having it be free allows opportunity for people who normally couldn't get involved. So I think that's important, and so lots of people get to see what engineering is all about, especially women. We like that.
Welcome. In the interest of safety, we would like to take this time to advise you of our emergency procedures and to point out the location of the exits. You will be informed by an announcement or the sounding of the fire alarm system in the event of an emergency requiring evacuation. In the event of an emergency, we ask that you leave in a calm and orderly fashion through the exits nearest you, which are identified by exit signs. Thank you.
Let's start this off right. The letter R, the letter I, the letter T. R, I, T. Join me, please. R, I, T. R, I, T. R, I, T. Yeah! Good afternoon. I am Dr. Jeremy Haefner, RIT's Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. I am so happy to welcome everyone to this convocation for new students and families, and especially our guests of honor, our new students. We are so delighted that you have chosen RIT for your journey into higher education. We have chosen to begin this journey with a formal ceremony which features several components of a vibrant academic community: academic regalia, our mace, and a formal procession, just to name a few. And what a journey it will be, filled with friends and faculty and frenetic times and, of course, fun. It will be a fantastic intellectual adventure. So let's get started. Please join me and stand for the national anthem, a tradition here at RIT led by the 8-beat measure, one of our many student music groups, and deaf sign performers Beth McLaren, Timothy Holmes, Nick Shaw, and Byron Evans.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thanks again to the members of 8-Beat Measure and our deaf sign performers. I also want to acknowledge our bagpipers and drummers, Lex Sleeman, who doubles here at RIT as Associate Director of Intercollegiate Athletics and NCAA Compliance, and his colleagues, members of the Gates Keystone Club Police Pipes and Drums and Vocal Accent, another of our student musical groups who entertain you as you arrive for this ceremony. Let's give them all an RIT round of applause. Well done. I am sure you noticed the boisterous group of people outside greeting students as they entered the field house. They are faculty and staff, many of whom are also RIT alums, who gathered to welcome you all as the newest members of the RIT family and to express how much they look forward to working with you. To all of the participants of the Tiger Walk, thank you for that high-spirited, high-energy welcome. No one can beat you when it comes to making the students feel welcomed. Now, RIT is the proud home of the National Technical Institute for the Deaf, one of only 2 institutions of higher education in the United States funded by the federal government for the education of deaf and hard of hearing students. NTID, as it's known on campus, is one of our 9 colleges and supports more than 1,400 students who utilize the outstanding services of our faculty, professional interpreters, captionists, and other staff. We appreciate the fact that this ceremony will be enriched both by real-time captioning and by the presence and expertise of our professional sign language interpreters. We thank the interpreters and our real-time captionists for their dedication to their important work. Thank you. There are a few special guests and members of the platform party who joined us today to celebrate our arrival. Members of the RIT Board of Trustees are the ones who provide their vision and expertise in leading RIT. Please join me in thanking them for their efforts with a round of applause. Our alumni are the lifeblood of our university. They are here to help and support you, our students, throughout your journey at RIT, and they look forward to you joining their ranks when you graduate a few years from now. Please join me in welcoming Orlando Ortiz, class of 2009, and representative of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. Orlando, would you please stand? We thank you and more than 114,000 alumni worldwide for their constant support and encouragement. Thank you. Next, I ask Dr. Michael Laver, Dr. Ryan Raffelli, Dr. Kevin McDonald, and Ms. Lauren Shields to please stand. Dr. Laver, who led this afternoon's procession carrying the mace, is Associate Professor of History in the College of Liberal Arts and Chair of the Academic Senate, and he is here today representing the RIT faculty. Dr. Raffaelli is Associate Provost and Vice President for Research, and Dr. McDonald serves as Associate Provost and Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion. Lauren Shields is Chair of Staff Council. She is here representing the entire RIT staff. Thank you all for joining us in this wonderful celebration. Now, many of our parents and other family members had an opportunity to meet our outstanding deans in college meetings earlier today. I am proud to take this opportunity to introduce them to you again, and for the first time, to our students. Deans, would you please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all have been introduced? And members of the audience, please hold your applause until that time. Dr. H. Fred Walker, Dean of the College of Applied Science and Technology. Dr. Jacqueline Masro, Interim Dean of the Saunders College of Business. Dr. Andrew Sears, Dean of the B. Thomas Golisano College of Computing and Information Sciences. Dr. Harvey Palmer, Dean, Kate Gleason College of Engineering. Dr. Daniel Orrin, Vice President of the Institute of Health Sciences and Technology and Dean of the College of Health Sciences and Technology. Dr. Lorraine Justice, Dean of the College of Imaging Arts and Sciences. Dr. James Weinbrake, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. James Hall, Executive Director for the Center of Multidisciplinary Studies. Dr. Gerald Buckley, President of the National Technical Institute for the Deaf and Vice President and Dean at RIT. And last but not least, Dr. Sophia Magalakis, Dean of the College of Science. Let's give them a hearty RIT round of applause. Now, as we continue our journey together, you will come to understand that we take our role and responsibility for the academic, intellectual, personal, and physical development of you, the class of 2018-2019 very seriously. In other words, you are in good hands. Actually, you've already been in the good hands of our crackerjack enrollment management and career services staff who worked tirelessly to bring all of you here, approximately 2,700 first-year students and more than 600 transfer students from every state in the nation and 43 countries worldwide. Through their efforts, you begin your journey with fellow students who, like you, are bright and ambitious and eager to learn. Each of you brings a wealth of experiences and talent that will enrich our community. The entire university appreciates the efforts of the staff of the Enrollment Management and Career Services put forward in bringing this exceptional class to RIT. And therefore, it is with great pleasure and anticipation that I formally welcome and accept this incoming class of 2018-2019. Welcome! Now here's the good news. You were in the good hands of the Enrollment Management and Career Services, and now you're going to be in the good hands of not only academic affairs, but the staff from student affairs. Please join me in a hearty welcoming of Dr. Sandra Johnson, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. And Dr. Johnson is new to RIT herself, just like you all. So Sandy, we are thrilled to welcome you to the RIT family.
Welcome. Like many of you, this is my first year at RIT and my first experience signing. Excited to learn with all of you as we embark on a new journey together. Now, before I sign something wrong, I am going to turn over to the expertise of our interpreters. Thank you. Let me take a moment to thank all of our upper-level student leaders who have tirelessly worked over the summer and the past week to make this program possible. They are our orientation leaders, lead OAs, OAs from NTID, resident advisors, and our PALS advisors from the International Students Office. I would ask for all of these upper class student leaders to please rise, and then if everyone could show your gratitude with a round of applause. To recognize the staff in the Office for Orientation and Transition Programs, Shauna Lusk, Amanda Metzgar, and Hannah Fessler for their tremendous efforts in developing and implementing this orientation program. I know you will agree with me that they have done an outstanding job. Now, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, friends, faculty, administrators, current students, alumni guests, and the newest members of the RIT community, you, our first year and transfer students. I am delighted to have the privilege of welcoming you to RIT and the start of the 2014-15 academic year. Students, I hope you found a little time to relax this summer while also anticipating and preparing for today, when you join a community of scholars who seek knowledge and the formation of shared values. Your acceptance letter was our invitation to you to join this community and to contribute to our rich history, and we are delighted that you have accepted our invitation. Each of you brings a wide range of ambitions and expectations. We do not expect, nor do we want, for you to be alike. We respect you as individuals as you bring to RIT your unique hopes, dreams, trepidations, and experiences. Our history is young, but we believe that history matters as it helps us to grow and develop as an institution. History is a living textbook. Each day adds a new page, and I expect each of you to contribute to RIT's history book. Most of the time, you will do so without even thinking about it. It will happen when you deliberate with your faculty or your peers, sometimes arguing forcefully, sometimes listening quietly, but always challenging assumptions while respecting and developing a deeper understanding of the world around you. At the end of your time here, it will be our distinct honor to celebrate the lasting impact each of you will have made at RIT, and for you to relish in the changes in the manner of your own thinking. You will make RIT better at what we do by being the best at all you do. Everyone in this room knows that college asks a lot from you. You will be challenged in completely new ways, in the classroom, in the residence halls, by your peers, and by your participation in the numerous programs and activities held throughout the year on our campus. It won't always be easy, but that's good. Challenge is what you want, because challenge is how you grow, and you reach your goals. To reach those goals, you have to take steps, starting today. Challenge yourself to be engaged. Pay attention. Ask yourself every day what you can do to surpass yesterday. Push your comfort zone. Talk to people who have different interests and different backgrounds than you. Make your academic path the path of your dreams, not the convenient or safe route or the dreams of others. And perhaps, most importantly, get involved in the life of this vibrant campus. You will have a more meaningful and memorable college experience if you open yourselves to learning, and that happens in and out of the classroom. I know I've talked a lot about challenge, and I want you to know you won't be doing this alone. You will have many people to support you as you find your path and define your goals. To assist you with your transition to college, you're going to encounter representatives from the different offices that make up the Division of Student Affairs, as well as other offices on campus. We are all committed to your growth and success throughout your time at RIT. So, to give you a little bit of an inside scoop to what life at RIT is like, I'm going to invite you to watch a little video that we've put together for you. hope you're excited. I know I am. And what I love most about today's event is that it does mark a new beginning. You, our new students, are our hope for a better future. So embrace the opportunity to work on behalf of those less fortunate and to lead this world in reform in the economic, social, cultural, political, and technological arenas. And as you consider the ways the world is changing and will change, and imagine your place in it, know that your RIT experience will fuel your search for both purpose and meaning. Today is the beginning of your lifelong engagement, students and families, with this great university, and to begin adding to its rich history. And students, when you're feeling overwhelmed, as every single student does, keep in mind you will survive, and we are here to help. Welcome to RIT. One of the pleasures that I have serving as the Senior Vice President of Student Affairs is working closely with our students and watching them develop into scholars, community organizers, entrepreneurs, artists, public servants, musicians, bankers, teachers, athletes, doctors, scientists. You get the picture. Basically, they are the leaders of tomorrow. And today you will have the honor of hearing from one of RIT's finest leaders in the making, Ashley Carrington. Ashley is a dual major in finance and management information systems. She is one of the founding members of RIT's Delta Sigma Phi Epsilon Lambda chapter, a professional co-ed business fraternity. She is the recipient of not one, but two of the most prestigious student leadership awards. She serves as a mentor to middle school children in Rochester. She was a global wealth management technology intern with the asset management line of business at JP Morgan Chase. And in her spare time, she's learning sign language. And oh, I almost forgot. She's the president of the Student Government Association for this academic year. Are you getting a better picture of what an RIT student looks like? I hope so. So please welcome Ashley Carrington to give you the inside scoop on student life at RIT.
Hello, RIT's incoming class of 2018-2019, and welcome to RIT. My name is Ashley Carrington, and I am serving as the president of our student government for the 2014-2015 academic year. It was 3 years ago that I was sitting in the same exact seats that you are sitting in. I was nervous, tired, hungry, and excited all at the same time. Come to think of it, there are probably too many emotions going on for one person to comprehend, but don't worry, I got through the day, and you will too. When I first got here, I wanted to meet new people and try new things, but my only question was how. How do I meet these new people, and how do I have these new experiences in this new chapter of my life? I'm sure many of you have heard this before, but joining one of the many clubs and organizations on campus is one of the fastest ways to connecting yourself with RIT's community. I came here looking as one of those people and experiences too. One day, early in my freshman year, I was walking through the tunnels and saw "Apply Now for Student Government Freshman Senator." While walking, I said, that seems like a good opportunity. I get to meet lots of new people and try new things. So I applied. I went through a few rounds and got a lot of experience, but then it came. I got my experience, and an email saying that I will unfortunately not be accepted as the freshman senator. I experienced my first failure in college, and it hurt, but it's okay, because that day I decided to continue to get involved and to continue trying new things. I became an athlete, joined a major student organization, helped reactivate a fraternity, and overall met lots of new people and tried new things throughout my time. I guess you can say my goal of meeting new people was attained. Now here's something to realize about college, something that you may or may not already know. I know that each and every one of you is good. You have to be good in order to be here at RIT. You all did something to get you in. Maybe you scored high on your SATs, maybe you're a student athlete. Maybe you're one of the top-ranked people in your class, as I'm sure many of you are. Whatever the reason was, you were accepted. But that moment you stepped onto this campus, you no longer are the highest scorer, the best performer, or the top of your class. You're now surrounded by thousands of people who are also the best. College begins with an equal playing field. This is your chance to go beyond what you have known your entire life. This is your chance to be challenged by other high-performing individuals and really push your limits. This is your time to be great, but it will take time, it won't come easy, and will not be handed to any of you. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret that may sound crazy, but you could hold me to it. You'll learn more about yourself during your college years than you have over your entire life. Most of you will experience failure at least once while here. In fact, you might experience it many times. You may get that email one day saying that unfortunately you didn't get the job you applied for, or you might check many courses and didn't get that A that you thought that you expected. Remember that failures will occur, but for each failure brings a new set of opportunities. If I hadn't chosen to join more organizations, still be involved, and try new things after I received that heartbreaking email saying that I didn't get accepted as the student government freshman senator, then I wouldn't be fortunate enough to be standing here and speaking to each and every one of you today. Failure does not define you. Failure opens the door for you to become something greater than what you were before. So it's okay to be nervous, it's okay to be tired, it's okay to be hungry, and it's okay to be excited. As long as you take all of those emotions and reapply them in a positive way and strive towards success. The beautiful thing about greatness is it is not defined by what you do, but rather by who you are. And each individual establishes their own benchmark for greatness. Each and every one of you came to RIT good, but now it's your time to be great. Thank you. So now, I will be calling Dr. Haefner back up to the stage.
Ashley, Sandy, well done. I think you've convinced everyone here that the new students are truly in good hands. I look forward to working with you as you begin, of course, your tenure as Vice President for Student Affairs and Student Government, now President. As Ashley said, there are scores of opportunities available to you at RIT. The greatest opportunity ahead of you is the teaching and learning that is RIT's hallmark. RIT is blessed with an outstanding faculty, dedicated and committed to help you take full advantage of that opportunity by making sure that the education you receive is rigorous, cutting edge, personal, relevant, and second to no other university experience. Also, dedicated to making sure you are in good hands, the faculty care deeply about you and your intellectual growth. They will challenge you academically to make sure that that growth occurs. Your obligation is to accept that challenge, to be engaged, and in fact, as Sandy said, challenge them as well. But do so respectfully and thoughtfully, because that is how they will treat you. So what can you expect from your educational journey? Here to help answer this question is Dr. Sean Hansen. Dr. Hansen is an assistant professor in the Department of Management Information Systems at the Saunders College of Business. And last spring, he was awarded the Richard and Virginia Eisenhart Provost Award for Excellence in Teaching, a university-level award given to an up-and-coming faculty member with 3 years or less teaching experience at RIT. The award recognizes early signs of teaching excellence, and we look forward to many great things to come from Dr. Hansen. Please join me in a very warm welcome for Dr. Sean Hansen. Sean?
So along with everyone on the dais, let me begin by saying welcome. And I want you to understand that when we say welcome, we don't mean it in the offhanded, high sort of way that we often use that word. We mean it in a more profound sense, as when we speak of parents welcoming a new child. Now don't worry, I'm not calling any of you children. But I want you to understand that we are so happy to have you join this community. Because that's what we are. We're a community. Yes, we're an organization, an institute, but at our core, we're really just a human community that's tied together by shared values. Things like innovation and advancement of knowledge, collaboration and teamwork, respect for one another in all of our depth and richness of experiences, and above all, commitment to the intellectual and personal development of those who study here. But as with any community, our growth, our development, and our vibrancy is conditioned on change. We need regular infusion of new blood, new ideas, new perspectives, and that's what you bring to this community. You're the promise of growth and reinvention for us. And we vow to work every day to return the value that you provide to us. So welcome to RIT. Today I want to suggest 4 key principles that you should keep in mind, definitely as you start your RIT journey, but also as you go through, as you continue. And fortunately, these 4 principles reinforce one another. And unfortunately, I think all 4 have been, well, maybe it's fortunate, have been touched upon at least a little bit already, so I feel very unoriginal here, but I'll just tell myself that great minds think alike. The first principle is the one I opened with, community. Now, my signing is very weak, so I'm only going to sign 4 words. So if I just gave you the sign for golf clap, I'm sorry. I'm a professor of management information systems, and I recognize that most of you don't know what that means or only have a vague idea what that means. And don't worry, I'm not going to try to explain it today. But suffice it to say that in the study of systems, the connections between things, the relationships, matter at least as much as the things themselves. And the same is true of your university years. The relationships that you form matter at least as much as the things, the books, the courses, the grades. 20 years from now, you're probably not going to remember what grade you got in Computer Science 1 or differential equations, but you just might remember the person who sat next to you in class, or that friend who helped you cram for the exam, and hopefully the professors who guided you through it. For many of you, your college years will be your first extended time away from your families. And I recognize that that can be daunting, but it also holds an opportunity, which is the chance to create your own family. Now, before any of the parents in the room freak out, let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean by that. I mean that you get to choose the people that you're going to surround yourself with. And you get to choose the close friendships which, if nurtured well, and I speak from experience, will last you a lifetime. But to achieve that means you got to jump in with both feet. You got to get involved. And as we've heard, there's lots of options, right? It might mean joining a club, or getting involved in intramurals, or getting involved in this zombie hunt thing that's got me dodging rampaging bands of students for a couple weeks every fall. But just get your hands dirty. Now, we're a technical university, so I recognize that we have our share of introverts. I think you know who you are. But embrace it, be proud of it, because we need all types of personalities here. But don't let it stop you from reaching out to one another, to each other, to your peers, to your advisors, and certainly to your professors. I want you to embed yourself within this community. Now, jumping in requires courage. And that's the second principle I want to talk about. College is a time to exercise, build and exercise your courage. I'm not talking about the zombie hunt thing again, although that seems very scary. I'm talking about taking chances, doing things that are not quite within your range. And this can mean lots of different things. It could be taking an elective in a course that is way outside your domain, or taking a leadership role in a class or club, starting a business, just about anything that you're not quite sure is in your grasp. Your time here is like a sandbox. You can test things out, try out different ideas, and sometimes you're going to succeed, and as Ashley gave us a great illustration of, sometimes you're not. But that's okay. Either way, you can stomp out that sandcastle and build a new one, a better one. Compared to the professional pursuits that lie ahead, this is a time of relatively low risk. So you might as well be courageous and explore. Now, on this point, I want to share with you a quote that's sometimes attributed to the great German writer Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I'm told that he never actually wrote it, but if I've learned one thing in my time teaching here, it's that the best way to connect with young adults in the 21st century is to reference 18th century German writers. I think we've all had that experience, right? Whoever said it first doesn't matter so much, but the idea is valuable. Until one is, this is what he said, or supposedly. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, a chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one out that would never otherwise have occurred. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Now, the third principle I want to offer today is curiosity. Ask questions. Challenge assumptions, especially your own. I don't say this as a professor who dreads that moment of silence when I first call for questions. Everyone sort of looks around at one another. Actually, I'm lying. That is part of my motivation for raising this. But the more important point is that asking questions is what moves us forward as a society. Where would we be if Einstein hadn't been plagued by questions? Newton had already said it all, right? So why did Einstein have to upset the apple cart? No pun intended. By which I mean completely intended. Because it was in his nature. The natural world was an endless source of wonder for him, and he couldn't help but ask questions and seek answers. And that's what I hope for you as well, no matter what field of study you choose. This is the idea we call constructive discontent. Constructive discontent. It means not being satisfied, always looking for new opportunities, a better future. When a professor says something that you don't understand, or better yet, that you don't agree with, ask a question, pose a challenge. Respectfully, please, but insistently as well. Your professors will frequently tell you, if you have a question, or you're thinking of a question, chances are someone else in the room is thinking the same thing. So I would ask that you be the curious and courageous one who puts word to it, puts voice to it. And all of us will learn more as a result. Now, on my last principle, I'm cheating a little bit, because the first three all started with a C, and the last one doesn't easily start with a C, but I'm gonna create some symmetry. So for the sake of symmetry, I'm gonna call it caring. And what I mean by caring is giving a darn. I'm going with darn there. Work hard. Try hard. My nephew tells me that that's a disparaging comment or label in his school, try hard. So-and-so's a try hard, meaning that they tried to get mocked for trying too hard at school. And I just hate that. And I'm guessing right now some of you are sitting in the audience thinking, well, yeah, sure, he hates it. obviously a tryhard. But that's not why I hate it. I hate it because we need the tryhards. That's what moves us forward. We need people who are willing to pour themselves into a task, who want to excel and are willing to invest the blood, sweat, and tears to achieve their goals. People who want to do something that nobody else has done before. Those are the innovators and the heroes. I'm sure you've heard it said before in many other aspects of your life, but a university is really a place where you get out of it what you put into it. I'm a member of the generation that has lamely been dubbed Generation X. It's like we just sort of ran out of labels, Generation X. But we were the original slackers, and I would urge you to reject that element of your cultural inheritance. So to counterbalance my pseudo-Goethe quote, I'm going to give you an insight from the great but diminutive 21st century philosopher, Kevin Hart. His mantra is, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in. That's just not how it works, unless your last name's Kardashian. Mental note, always go to the Kardashians for an applause. In convocation sessions like these, we talk a lot about dreaming, and that's important. Dreams are important. We have to have something to aspire to. But dreams without work tend to go unfulfilled. Work hard, and you will achieve great things. That's all I have to give in the way of wisdom. But now, I want to engage in a little exercise as you embark on this new chapter in your lives. So close your eyes. I can't actually see your faces, so if you're not closing your eyes, I won't know, but this will be more fun if you do so. Now picture yourself standing on the edge of a high dive platform. It's a little scary, you kind of got that uneasy feeling in your stomach. I imagine a couple of you have had this feeling once or twice over the last couple days. But down below in the water, everyone's having a good time. Lots of games, a little bit of horseplay. There are some lessons, but you get the picture. Now jump in, because the water's great, and there are plenty of people to help you out if you happen to belly flop. So again, welcome to your community. Welcome to RIT.
Dr. Hansen, thank you so very much. You've given us lots to think about as we all start this new journey together, and I, myself, will keep the Kardashians in mind when I want applause. See you later. All right. To further Dr. Hansen's point about the great things that can happen between faculty and students, we have developed a series of short videos focused on the amazing relationships that have developed between faculty and students. I am pleased and proud to share with you today the latest in the series.
Hi, my name is Kayla and I'm from El Paso, Texas. In high school, I knew that I wanted to improve the things around me, but I didn't know how just yet. So I wanted to go to a college that encourages new ways of thinking and supports students in making their ideas come to life. RIT was the perfect environment for me. I started in the undeclared science program, but when I saw one of my friends, an MET major, working on an awesome project for pumpkin chunkin', right away I knew I wanted to do what they were doing. So after my first term, I switched into the Mechanical Engineering and Technology program. Mechanical engineering is looking at the world around you, figuring out how it works, and determining what could be improved, then making it better, faster, stronger, and smarter. MET is the applied, hands-on, in-your-face version of mechanical engineering. It's awesome learning from professors that have decades of experience, like Bill Leonard, my professor for mechanical analysis and design. This course is all about redefining your thought processes as an engineer while analyzing specific breakdown points in a part. Professor Leonard is always finding ways to point you in the right direction. We learn to troubleshoot and anticipate points of failure in materials with the detailed knowledge he gave us. One of my favorite projects was in my composite materials class. I love composites. For example, carbon fiber. It's as strong as steel at only a fraction of the weight. My partner Charlie and I decided to design speakers. With composites, we can make them more durable, and we were able to be more creative with our ideas. We sketched it, modeled it, and simulated it. Then, the final step was to create the physical parts in the composites lab. It's an incredible feeling to have an idea and actually be able to build it. And RIT's innovative atmosphere and experienced professors provided me with the perfect environment to make that happen. My experiences here led me to a co-op with GE Aviation. I plan on taking my passion for composites and the skills RIT has taught me to build the next generation of aeronautic advancements.
Pretty impressive, eh? My thanks to producer Joe Bellavia, his talented student workers, and the staff at RIT Production Services and the Wallace Center for creating this video, which is part of a larger set of videos featuring faculty and students from other colleges. And the entire series can be found on the Provost website. There are over 4,500 universities and colleges in the United States, and each one of them has a president or a chancellor. But you will not find a chancellor or president who is more focused on student success and the student experience than the person I'm about to present. It gives me great pleasure to introduce RIT's president, Dr. William Destler. He will be followed by our student orientation coordinators, Emily Lechner, Bennett Carney, Emily Haney, and Nick Newman. And they will let you know what comes next during orientation, some exciting opportunities for engagement in the next few weeks, and then we'll close this convocation. Let's give a very warm, a very hearty, a very robust welcoming to Dr. President Destler.
Thank you. And congratulations to all of you for choosing RIT. We look forward to seeing you in the years ahead and to learning what you can do for our community. Oh yeah, I will not sign the speech because we'd be here all day. I also want to welcome the parents and friends of our students. We're here to wish them luck on their educational journey. I really believe that RIT is truly a category of one university. After all, where else can you find students on the same campus studying medical, photography, and engineering? Where else can you find students who are studying business and furniture design working side by side? Where else can you find deaf students and hearing students working together on team projects? And it is this unusual combination of right-brainers and left-brainers, as I like to call them, working together that makes RIT a very special place. And it is the presence on our campus of the National Technical Institute for the Deaf that makes RIT absolutely unique. It's true. This kind of intellectual and cultural diversity is available only on this campus, and it provides an extraordinary outside the classroom educational opportunity to all students. But how much you benefit from it is really up to you. I encourage all of you to first find your footing in your academic studies and then branch out into the various opportunities for campus engagement that are available to you. because it is this opportunity to grow intellectually in areas inside and outside of your major that can make an RIT experience so special. Now, we in academia have an opportunity to serve as examples of how to engage in civil discourse in an increasingly polarized nation. Many of us are dismayed at the extent to which intelligent discussions on complex issues can seemingly no longer be held without the kind of hysterical acrimony that only serves to harden positions and make compromise impossible. Let us all remember that colleges and universities of all organizations must remain forums for open and respected discussion of controversial issues. We are all part of a learning community, and much of our learning comes from each other. Respect for the opinions of others, even when we strongly disagree with them, must be a cornerstone of our campus community. One cautionary note, however. You know, the United States is a wonderful country, and one of the best things about this country is the extent to which if you fail, you can start over. You've seen so many examples. But regaining your personal reputation for honesty and integrity, however, is not so easy. So avoid the temptation to cheat or plagiarize others' work as you pursue your studies, because this is the place where you begin to build your reputation for honesty and personal integrity that you will carry for the rest of your lives. You will have other important decisions to make as well. Now that you are on your own, your choices as to your use of alcohol and drugs will be among them, and I encourage you to steer away from illegal substances of any kind. You will also be in a position to observe friends who may struggle with depression or show worrisome changes in their behavior, and I encourage you to contact your resident assistant or the RIT Counseling Center in such cases. We are all members of the RIT family, and we all need to work together if our community is to flourish as a community of learning and opportunity for all. The faculty and staff at RIT are here to support you on this journey, and I encourage you to take advantage of all they have to offer you. Also, please feel free to contact me should you feel that there are ways that we may serve you better. I look forward to watching your progress and celebrating your achievements. And I will sign your graduation ceremony. Yeah. Finally, go Tigers!
Ohio. Parents and families, thank you for being here to support your student. We were in their shoes once and used our experience to plan what we hope is an awesome welcome. We hope that you found the day to be helpful and informative. Each of you should have received our family handbook and calendar when you checked in. Be sure to use it as a reference throughout the upcoming year. When you return home, please take a few minutes to complete our online family program evaluation. Your feedback is important to the future orientation programs. Again, welcome, and we are so glad you are all here.
Hello, my name is Bennett Carney, and I'm from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. More Pennsylvanians, all right. Our student program, which began this morning and continues through Sunday, is filled with presentations and events to assist students in their academic and social transition to the RIT community. The programs include academic advising and academic day, College Life 101, Living and Learning Together, We Are RIT. Spirits, the Tiger Den kickoff that highlights RIT athletics, a picnic and carnival for all new students, Lighting the Way, a welcoming ceremony for RIT women, a club and organization fair, and shuttles to local shopping areas. Orientation activities also include free entertainment each night and will conclude with a bang on Sunday with our annual fireworks display. All of these activities will enable your student to meet and connect with other new and returning students and prepare them to start classes on Monday.
Hello, I'm Emily Haney, and I'm from Rochester, New York. Throughout orientation, students will be in small groups and led by an orientation assistant who they met this morning and spent the day with. Selected through a highly competitive process, the orientation assistants are well-trained, upper-class students whose primary responsibilities are to assist new students to their adjustment to RIT.
Hi, my name is Nick Newman, and I'm from Honeyway Falls, New York. Close by. Your involvement with big RIT activities and events does not end with orientation. There is more to come. This year's incoming class has the opportunity to celebrate a 30-year tradition for RIT and to help RIT start a new global tradition with our campuses in Croatia, Dubai, and Kosovo. The 30th anniversary of RIT's Big Shot is being celebrated right here in Henrietta at the Golisano Institute for Sustainability, the building with the orange windows, the wind turbines, and a large glowing RIT sign. We will gather on September 6th, 2014 to collectively light the night sky and paint with light. So now we have a video to show you a little bit more what I'm talking about.
So we turn out all the light. We do this picture at night, and then using a timed exposure, people bring their own light sources to the event, and they, as you would paint a wall, back and forth, and then during the course of the open shutter, we create the exposure.
But the results you get is, it's not like you can get in Photoshop. You can't light things in Photoshop. You can't illuminate things. Sometimes it just has to happen at the site. This is like studio lighting outside in the natural. It really is. It's very well orchestrated, it's planned, and it's very deliberate, and you just can't get that any other way.
I've only been shooting seriously for about a year now, and so I'm looking forward to just seeing the difference between, me going out and taking an individual shot, with my own lighting, how I do it, and seeing something orchestrated like this.
Michael, where are they? Every Big Shot is kind of special and unique, and this one is particularly, it started out very simple, but it's become relatively complex with a freight train, a waterfalls, a cityscape, turning out city lighting, darkening the Genesee River corridor, and trying to have the Erie Canal aqueduct lit. So it's like a big still life as you might think about, and lighting all of the main actors.
Then you would have to shut it off.
Notice all those lights.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, shutter is open. Shutter is open. It's going to be another 25 seconds, so nice and even. We have very high-end Nikon D800 cameras for this project, and they're working in communication with the computers, and everything is tethered. So pretty exciting event for us.
Falls are glowing beautifully. The waterfalls look spectacular in our pictures. We got tremendous exposure.
Shutter's closed.
Wow. Check that out.
Michael!
Oh, the train came out really nice.
Yeah, it did. All right, so we can stay with 30 seconds.
Right, left, right, left, Shutter is closed.
That's so organized. Yeah. Like I
This is the very
came
last
up with that idea. I would never have thought that like I'd be able to get a whole city to involve in my photograph. Okay.
I think because it's such an unusual way to make a picture. The picture is done over time, and you know, in the daytime, people could make this picture without anybody else. They could come here in the middle of the day, have a camera, click, and get the result. But since this is a collaborative event, it's a partnership between so many variables, people, different kinds of light sources. It's a hoot, is the only way I could describe it.
Wonderful event. What RIT does for the community and for photography in general. Painting with light is just, it's amazing. Really amazing.
And like we said, you are the very first RIT incoming class to be invited to join us in establishing One Spirit. We hope this will become an annual tradition, technologically linking all of RIT's campuses here in Henrietta and around the world in an annual celebration of our worldwide community. On October 11th, this year's One Spirit will take the form of a global hockey festival. Each campus will host a fun, interactive pre-hockey game party, broadcast those parties to one another, and interact live with their peers around the world. Here in Henrietta, the event will include a barbecue extravaganza, large and life-size games and activities, and lots of swag. All of this free stuff is for RIT students. So mark your calendars, join these events online to get more information, and get involved in the campus traditions that make RIT. Let's go, Tigers.
To conclude the convocation for new students and families, please stand for the RIT alma mater as printed on the inside of your cover program and led by 8 Beat Measure and deaf sign performers Beth McLaren, Timothy Holmes, Nicholas Shaw, and Byron Evans. After the alma mater, the platform party will recess down the center aisles. Please remain seated until they have reached the back of the facility. Thank you again for joining us here today.
Together stand, creating good with mind and hand, inspired to learn till life is done. As teachers, learners, all are one. We hide in our diversity, a spirit of community. We are the men, the women of the future here at RIT. From RIT, our course is set. We celebrate a promise kept.